One of the most frequent ways that deniers have attacked the messengers of God is by way of false allegations. It is revealed in the Quran how the messengers of God and those devout believers who followed in their path were subjected to many highly unpleasant slanders. Slander is a technique that deniers seek to spread immorality and corruption have employed for thousands of years against devout, honest, and moral people, and that they hand on from one to another. By spreading slanders, the people in question seek, in their own eyes, to wear believers down and turn them away from what they know to be the true path. This method has been employed against all of God's messengers and their companions throughout the course of history, from the prophets Noah, Solomon, and Moses, right up to the prophet Muhammad. However, it is a very important and certain fact that no slander has ever achieved its aims or prevented the messengers from discharging their divine responsibilities. On the contrary, slanders have always been instrumental in increasing believers' fervor still further and drawing them even closer to God. The messengers always faced the slanders uttered against them with exemplary patience and fortitude, and never submitted to the pressure from the deniers. They continued to live by the moral values commanded by God, and to call people to the true path. The life of the Prophet Muhammad is also full of examples of the slanders that messengers have been subjected to down the ages. Idolaters attempted to pressurize our prophet and, in their eyes, distract him from his divine struggle by both slandering him directly and uttering false imputations against his blessed family. The deniers in his tribe sought, in their own eyes, to use vile slanders to blacken the name of our prophet in order to neutralize him and turn people away from him, as well as spreading the lie that he had collected followers around him in order to further his own ends and interests. The messenger of God is above and unfettered by all these slanders uttered by the deniers. The fact is, like all other prophets and true Muslims, the Prophet Muhammad sought no worldly gain or advantage. He sought no fee or reward from anyone, merely calling them to God's path and reminding them of their true abodes in the hereafter for his approval, mercy, and paradise. God reveals in his verses that in contrast to these unjust and inaccurate slanders made by the deniers, our prophet sought no fee or reward from anyone. You do not ask them for any wage for it. It is only a reminder to all beings. In many verses of the Quran, God absolves his messenger from the ugly allegations of the deniers. Some of these read as follows. Your companion is not misguided or misled, nor does he speak from whim. It is nothing but revelation revealed. Or is it that they do not recognize their messenger, and therefore do not acknowledge him? Or do they say, "He is a man possessed," when he has brought the truth to them? But most of them hate the truth. Equally, no messenger came to those before them without their saying, "A magician or a madman." Did they bequeath this to each other? Indeed, they are an unbridled people. It is a fact revealed in the Quran that deniers will slander believers and say hurtful things about them, and that this is an immutable law of God. Almost all the slanders employed by deniers against the prophets are still used by deniers against believers today. Accusations of lying, madness, sorcery, deviance, self-interest, and a thirst for power and influence, arrogance, pride, impurity, and a desire to change the faith are just a few of these horrendous slanders. The scale of the slanders uttered against a believer is proof of his or her determination to live by the faith and its moral values. Under such circumstances, Muslims must be on their guard and scrupulously avoid forming any negative opinions regarding their Muslim brothers, or doing them any injustice by listening to such false allegations. They must behave in such a way as to defeat the deniers by making it clear they do not believe in their slanders and attach no credence to them. It must not be forgotten that the fact that the majority of people believe a slander and oppose Muslims does not mean that the accusation is true. God has revealed in one verse that following the majority may lead one astray. If you obeyed most of those on earth, they would misguide you from God's way. They follow nothing but conjecture. They are only guessing. Moreover, it is also revealed in the Quran how one must behave if accusations against Muslims are leveled by people who rebel against God. You who believe, if a deviator brings you a report, scrutinize it carefully in case you attack people in ignorance and so come to greatly regret what you have done.